Hey guys, welcome. You should have just finished doing some of your wins. And if you were doing wins, I just congratulate you on any win you shared. You know, it's easy to focus on the negatives, on the places where you feel like you failed. But if you can just focus on the wins, like every time that you have a victory, you begin to rewire your mind to look at yourself as a winner. And the more that you look at yourself as a winner, the more you start winning. That's just the truth. And so I hope that you can do that. And just this next week, focus on that. Write them down, journal them. Keep a note on your phone or your tablet and just say, oh, I had a win, and write them down. And then look over the week and thank God for every time that you made a better decision than you would have in the past. And say, you know, I had a win right there. I had a win right there. And if you do that, you'll find that everything begins to change for you as you begin to grow and progress one step at a time. This week, we're going to talk about a subject that is a little bit, I think, deep for every one of us, and that we go through it differently. And I'm going to read a passage out of Genesis, and then I'm going to tell you where this came from, and we'll talk about it. In Genesis, it says, in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried from off of the earth. So after the flood, the waters receded, and the whole thing dried up so that you could see the ground again. It says, and Noah, who is the one that was in the ark with all the animals when God flooded the earth, and he was in that ark to survive and to have safety, it says that he removed the covering of the ark, and he looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the second month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth had dried out. And so it's going through here and talking about how he's able to watch, and the water recedes, and all the chaos and all the damage recedes to where there's regular ground. And I'm going to skip ahead here a little bit. It says that God told him, go out from the ark, you and your wife and your sons wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing that's with you of all the flesh, birds, animals, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, that they may swarm on the earth and be fruitful and multiply on the earth. So God's saying, hey, get off the boat. It's time to get off the boat and get out here on the land. Even though the boat had saved them, it was a very safe place, a secure place in the middle of a worldwide flood. This was the space they were in to stay safe and to survive. Maybe you've had spaces in your life that you've had to stay to survive from all the chaos around you. Maybe you've hidden in alcohol, or you've hidden away in an ark of addiction, or in relationships that are toxic, or in isolation by yourself. Maybe there's something where you said, you know, I'm safe here from all the chaos that's going on around me. The ark was that type of a thing. It was a good thing, though. It was a God thing. It was an amazing place where they were all saved, but it was a place of protection. Maybe you have a good place of protection and it's not a bad one. Maybe you have a good relationship, but it's the only relationship you hold on to. Like, I only spend time with this one friend. I only spend time with my mother. I only spend time with my brother. I only spend time with my spouse or my girlfriend or my boyfriend. Maybe there's a thing that you do. Maybe you're an artist, and I only spend time doing art. And it's not that those things are necessarily bad, but they're a confined area, good or bad, that hold us and that we feel safe in. And here God is telling Noah, do you know what? That was a good thing, but it's time to get off the boat and to go out and do something productive. It's time to be fruitful. It's time to multiply. It's time to grow. And so God tells him this, and it says that Noah actually went out and he built an altar, and he took some of the different clean animals and he made sacrifices to the Lord. And then he says here at the end, he says, God says, I will never again curse the ground because of man, for the intention of man's heart is evil from its youth. Neither will I ever again strike down every living creature as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. So Noah goes out onto the earth, and God says, you know what? I'm never going to let total destruction overwhelm you again, but I'm going to allow you to be fruitful and multiply, and I'm going to allow you to grow and to prosper and to do the things that I've called you to do. And so in your own life, how this would apply is that there is a time where God gives us a place of safety, maybe to protect us, or maybe we've created one of our own, but where that ark no longer serves its purpose. That relationship no longer serves its purpose. That place that you went to for safety no longer serves its purpose. Now it's actually holding you back from moving forward into what God has for you. And so I challenge you to think about it for a minute, pray on it, and say, Lord, is there anything that I'm holding on to that doesn't serve your purpose anymore? Anything that's keeping me from growth, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe it's an old friendship, but that old friendship is actually holding you back. But you don't want to leave it because at one point it saved you from suicide. But now you realize, you know, it saved me from suicide, but still the things that they do and the things that they want to be around and hang out with, it's holding me back from the life that I really want to live. And so you feel an obligation to stay and to be close to that person or in that relationship. And it's like a place of safety, a place of connection that at one time might have saved you, but now it's actually hurting your future. Maybe that's a job that you've been at. Maybe that's something, a place that you live. Maybe that's any type of a organization that you're a part of. Maybe it's a hobby that you have where you get off alone and do things. It could be any number of things, along with alcohol and drug addiction and sexual encounters and all different types of activities. But it's your go-to, good or bad. It's my go-to that helps me feel safe and secure, but it's keeping you from moving forward. And here we see that God told Noah, it's time to leave those things behind and to move forward. Is there anything that you need to let go of in your life in order to move forward into the place that you know God wants you to go? Is there anything that you need to release and say, do you know what? That was a part of my life, but it can't be a part of my life anymore. It's time for me to move on. If there is, that's what we're talking about. And I just want to encourage you that if you will let it go, that just like God promised to Noah, that when you step out and you begin to do new things, that He's not going to send destruction on you, but He's going to give you space to multiply. He's going to give you space to grow. He's going to give you space to be fruitful and to accomplish all the things that He's put in your heart and in your mind to accomplish. But the first step is to get out of the ark and to walk out on the dry land, to move forward to where He's calling you to move forward to. And if you can do that, God will meet you there and you'll begin to see more progress in your life as things begin to change. So take some time to journal on that topic. And then after that, we'll break out into discussion groups. And I would just challenge you, be open and transparent and really allow God to work in your heart about what those things really are. And then let them out both on paper and in discussion so that you can deal with the root things, the true things that God wants to remove so that He can bring something new.